to talk to you a little bit about challenge groups and what all this business is about. Um, and I'm going to give you kind of my backstory. I'm going to give you a long version, but I promise I'll try to keep it brief. I've been ill with all sorts of chronic illnesses my entire life. Um, the first thing I really remember was I had interstitial cystitis, which wasn't diagnosed until I was 25, but at the age of 3 or 4, I started having a lot of abdominal pain, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. Doctors told my parents that I was likely making it up and all these things, and it just progressed from there. I was diagnosed with asthma when I was 7. Um, I started to have migraines, I believe, at about the age of 9. Although I didn't know that that's what they were. I just thought I had really bad headaches. Um, but started seeing a doctor for it when I was about 17. Um, I have suffered with reproductive issues my whole life. Um, Likely endometriosis, cysts, finding out that after having these large cysts removed, finding out that I only had one ovary and one fallopian tube. Long story short, we were told we weren't supposed to be able to have kids, but I have 2 beautiful miracle boys. Um, and while I was in college, I was diagnosed with high blood pressure at the age of 22, which was really crazy because I, at that point, was right in the window of being at the right weight and BMI and all that, body mass index, all that good stuff. So, wasn't overweight. In fact, I had actually finally put on a little bit of weight. And they found out that my body produces too much norepinephrine. So I'm always ready to fight or flight. Depression, anxiety, um, and then kind of most recently was fibromyalgia, which, if you know anything about that, it has a lot of chronic fatigue, widespread pain for no real reason, a lot like arthritis, but isn't just in the joints. The skin sometimes really just hurts. Sometimes a hug is painful. So, um, but the final straw in my health journey was being told I had hypothyroidism, which I don't know why it made me so frustrated. Because I have that long list, right? I mean, it's right in front of me, and I'm going, man, that is a lot of stuff. Um, but for some reason, I just really thought, even though it was heavy in my family, that somehow I could get past it. Um, but lo and behold, there it was. And I was mad. I was so mad. Um, and the other thing was, I struggled with eating disorders for all of my teen years into my early 20s. I was a dancer, I was in ballet, and I was attempting to be in the junior company. And one of the top teachers, choreographers, told me I was fat. Um, that if I ever wanted to actually make it, I was going to need to lose a lot of weight, and that real ballerinas don't have boobs. I was also told I was short too, but I knew there was nothing I was going to be able to do about that. So at the age of about 13, I started starving myself, and I would eat like baby food because that's what other ballerinas who were starving themselves did. I would eat that and like a cracker for lunch sometimes, and just crazy stuff, made up all sorts of crazy reasons that I didn't need to eat with the family. So my sophomore and freshman and sophomore year of high school, I weighed 99 pounds, the same height I am now, and was super unhealthy and probably has exacerbated, if not caused, some of my problems, but it is what it is. Then I went to college and went through some more kind of emotional trauma that actually caused me to eat a lot. And I just wanted to hide. Um, I lost a lot of family and friends to death. I had a really traumatic event happen, and I wanted to hide. And food helped me hide. Like, it felt like if I was overweight, people didn't pay attention to me so much. And I was okay with that. I was okay with hiding, being out of the spotlight, which was odd because all my life that's all I wanted was to be in spotlight. But for the first time, I just didn't. And so I started to eat like I'd never eaten before. And that just didn't really stop. I met my husband. Well, we met my husband. We went to college together, but found each other later. And he kind of gave me a reason to want to try to take care of myself. And so we started going to the gym, which I hated because I hated men looking at me. I was just there to do my business, and I did not want people looking at me, talking to me. I just wanted to get in and get out, but I hated it. I hated the treadmill. I hated the elliptical. I hated all the cardio stuff. I didn't want to do a class because I certainly didn't want anyone to look at me. Um, and I really wanted to lift weights, but if you went in the weight room, you were definitely going to get looked at. And so I would go in and do a few things and get out. And when my husband Spencer proposed to me, I really buckled down, and I got down to um, my best weight since college, before I started eating out of control. Um, and I felt the healthiest I'd ever felt. But I still was like, I feel like I could be better. But yet then we were married and happy, and I really got into cooking because I found out I loved food and I liked to eat, and eating was a social thing, and I could make people happy by cooking and doing all those things, and I really liked taking care of people by making them food. And so the weight came back on, and it came back on, and it came back even higher. And then when I found out that I wasn't going to be able to have kids, I was crushed. And then the miracle happened, and here was our son, and I was really pretty healthy. I mean, thankfully, he made me crave fruit and barbecue, which is weird, but so I had a really healthy pregnancy, and I only gained like 25 pounds, and my doctor was super pleased, and I was super pleased. And then the beauty of breastfeeding, and I walked with him all the time. We would go to the park and stuff, and I lost all the weight. I lost the baby weight. I lost the plus weight. I got really kind of unhealthy because once again, I realized that, oh, this human needs me more than I needs me. So it was all about him. And I took such a back burner. I I remember when I finally asked for help because yeah, I had postpartum depression. I I said I feel so small. I feel so insignificant. And I realized, I mean, I didn't want to feel that way because I love my child more than anything, and I love my husband, and I was so happy to have these blessings in my life, but I'd given up my career for the most part, and I didn't know who I was. And so I just kind of stopped caring about me until a voice, which I strongly believe was God, said, "You need help. This little boy needs you, and you have to do something." So I went into my doctor and got me some help, which then put on weight. And then the second cyst came along, and another surgery, and another, you're never going to be able to have more kids, and disappointment and drama. And then our second little boy came along, a second miracle that they said we weren't going to be able to have. And oh, the joy. But this time, it wasn't like the first time. I was in so much pain. So moving hurt, and I just wanted to comfort myself with food. And again, I only put on 35 pounds, which to a lot of people isn't much, but I didn't lose it because I ended up having a rather traumatic C-section and ending up with an infection and just so much stuff, which I, in some ways is excuses, but it's my story, and it's what happened. And I got super depressed, and my husband and we fought. We weren't happy. And I thought, this just sucks. And I found my faith, and that was a huge part of my journey. But what really changed my life is when my coach, Michelle, came back into my life. I think I friended her, and I started seeing her journey, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So I was letting her know, I'm like, you look amazing. I am so proud of you. And so she started to tell me about these groups, and I'm like, no, I can't. I can't do that. I can't. I can't expose myself to not expose, but I can't. I I'm not ready for all of that. And for about 6 months, I told her I'm not ready for that. I don't want to do that, and all the excuses, all of them. But I realized that I I couldn't live like I was living. I was miserable. In a lot of ways, I loathed myself, and I had no self-confidence whatsoever. None. I mean, I look back at the year before, and I realized that there are very few pictures of me. And I know moms are always the ones taking the pictures, but I also realized I did not allow a lot of pictures, and I was sad about that. And I realized I want to be in pictures with my family. I want to have confidence. I want to show my children that I can be more than this lump that I felt like. And the other thing was, I was really tired of being sick and tired. And this whole thyroid thing had me angry. And I wanted to take back some kind of control of my health and my life. And I didn't want to be a mom who sat on the couch and just let her kids watch TV. But that's what I was. I'd always said I was never going to be that mom. I was going to be the mom that was teaching them how to cook and was taking them places, and that I was doing crafts and playing, and I wasn't. And I hated myself for it. I always tell the story that my kids would want to play hide and seek, and I would hide on the couch by throwing a blanket over myself, or I'd go get in one of the beds and cover up because that was comfortable and it was easy. And to try to squeeze into some small space was embarrassing, even if it was just embarrassing to me, and it hurt, and it was too much. And so when Michelle asked me for the last time in April of 2016, how about you take a chance and do this? And I looked at Spencer, my husband, and I said, what do you think? Yeah, there's a cost, but there's been a huge cost all along. And he said, yeah, let's do it. We'll do it together. And we have to do something. We can't keep living this way. And I said, all right. And I was in. And I was bound and determined that I was going to give it my best. And the stuff comes, and I freaked out a little bit. And then I said, okay, I'm going to just, I'm going to do the exercise. So I got into this workout, and I loved it. And I was like, this is weird, but okay, I love it. And that's fine. Okay, so maybe I'll just enjoy the exercise, and maybe I won't need to necessarily completely follow a diet. I'll just count calories, and I don't need any shakes or anything. I don't need that stuff. But I'd ordered it, so I was going to give it a go. And my husband and I said, we'll just split this 30 serving bag so we can both try it and see if it makes any difference. And the first 2 days, I was like, this is disgusting. I don't want this. I don't need this. I'm already over it. I'm already researching other things that maybe could do the job. And I contact Michelle, and she's like, why don't you take it to the group? I'm like, okay. So I said to the group, hey, I'm drinking the chocolate. Can you tell me anything to mix with it and make it taste better? Because I really hate it. All these recipes come at me, and I'm like, okay. So I made one. oh my gosh, it was like a frozen chocolate covered strawberry. It was delicious. And I was like, okay, all right. So then I gave it a few more days and I realized, holy cow, I had energy like I hadn't had in so long. I mean, it took less than a week for me to feel the change. And then the changes just kept coming. The goodness kept coming. You know, it helped with my chronic constipation. Mm. It helped with my sex drive. Okay, people, it did. It helped with my just everything. I felt so much better. I was able to do these workouts that I kept thinking that's gonna be too hard. I could do it. And I was so freaking proud of myself. The self-confidence that I gained from how much better I felt and how much more confident I was glowing. And I realized that it was a combination of the things. It was the support from the group because these people were congratulating me on finishing a workout or posting a sweaty selfie, which I was like, oh my gosh, all these kind things. And I was like, this is kind of like crack, this whole like getting praise because I'm in there like, oh my gosh, you're so awesome. And I was loving it. And the and then day 15, no, 16 came and I ran out of that wonderful shake. I'm like, holy cow. Like, I gotta wait another 15 days till I get another shipment. And that's when I tried, like, just couple other brands. And oh, the difference. Oh, the difference. The poop situation, the chronic constipation came right back with a vengeance. It felt like there was a rock in my stomach. Like, I didn't feel full. I just felt full. Um, it just it just didn't feel right. The energy plummeted and they didn't taste great. They just didn't. And I was like, these calories just don't seem like they matter as much as those calories because there's like all this goodness in there, right? I mean, like things that are actually fixing stuff in my body. And you just can't get that from a lot of stuff. Certainly not a lot of stuff that you can get for less than a value meal. So at that point, I was sold. I was in. I was all. And I said, yes, I am a convert. I am in. Please, please, please keep me in your groups. I want to be what you are. I want to help people. I want to inspire people. I want to do this. I want to share how much this is impacting my life because I went from on the verge of hating my life. Okay, I hated my life and being what I felt like was a terrible mom to feeling like Superwoman. I felt like I had my life back. And it just trickled down. Like when I felt better, my kids noticed the difference. They tell people like my mom does this and she's so amazing. And there's nothing better than the pride of your children and what they see because they see everything. And they notice that I eat differently and they notice how hard I work on being better every day in every way of my life. And I would not have that. I would not have that without this experience. And I'll tell you what else, I could not do it without my support. Without the support of these groups, I have gone without them just a few very short times and I relapse like it's my job. I wish that weren't true and maybe someday it won't be. But the minute I'm not accountable to other people who are trying to be accountable to me, I think that I can be sneaky and I think that it's like my get out of eating well free pass. I take off for my workouts and I don't worry about drinking enough water and I eat crap. And that's not okay. We need each other. The truth is we all need community. We need each other to be better people. And that's what this does. It gives you all of those things. It gives you so much. I I just I cannot say enough. And one of the things I did not see coming was the amazing friendships and newfound kind of family that I've gained. These people lift me up when I am really low. In this last 6 months, I had to put down my dog who saw me through so much of that stuff. They saw me through it. They supported me. They didn't judge the fact that I needed chocolate, that I needed to just sleep for a couple days. They loved me and they supported me, and I could not have made it through without that. And then I lost my job. I lost my main paying job at the time, and if that doesn't scare the bejesus out of you, I, I don't know. And because of the positivity and the love around me, I literally snapped right out of it after 2 days. Who does that? But because of my faith and my family and the love that surrounds me, I'm able to pick up on my worst days and keep going. And there is no way I would have had that before. There's no way. So, yeah, I feel like these groups saved, changed, made my life so much better. And I can't wait for more of you to join us. Because it's not about what program you do or what you drink or what you eat. It is about you showing up for yourself and for the rest of us. Because we need you. We need your spirit. We need your drive. We need your bad times so we can lift you up. Because it makes us feel better too, right? We need each other. So thank you so very much for joining me. I hope that this spoke to you, and just know that there are the two other coaches who spoke about their story and about why a challenge group is important. And I just hope you check those out as well. And, if you have any questions, concerns, please comment below, and I'm so happy to answer them. I wish you all the best, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts and feelings.